cameras going. We tried to make that experience a little different than the normal experience for just one straight camera and just it sitting there. I don't, you know. And if you check it out, it's still up there.
Instagram again.
Instagram again. Okay. Yep. This is the obstacles, right? The obstacles. Okay, we're on.
Go for it. I got you. You're good.
Okay.
1 sec.
Okay. Am I in there? Am I too low or what?
There we go. Let's see if you're on there now.
Nope.
There you go. Jumping it back in. Unable to join. Why? There you go. I just sent it. Try that.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that's your motivation. So Mike's an author, and he's created this amazing system, an acronym Victory, to speak about motivation. So pick it up right where you were, Mike.
So, you know, yeah, so that's kind of what gives us our blueprint to try to work through, you know, getting the band going. But it also, you know, through the challenging times keeps us on track too. I mean, it's keeping us focused on what we're doing, and it keeps me focused personally in that, you know, as of my other life, I mean, I'm a rock drummer by night, but I'm also the firefighter. You know, we see people die right in front of our eyes, and you know, motivations as far as it goes, you know, everyone's got the coronavirus to go, wow, man, I'm lucky to be alive. But for 22 years, I've been seeing people in car crashes and so on and so forth lose their lives. So what this has done for me is made me say, listen, man, life is short. You know what I mean? Get out there and live your passion, live it to the absolute utmost as you possibly can, and go for that dream. Whatever that dream is, reach for it, you know, best you can, and live it, you know?
That's awesome. It's a great synergy, firefighter, author, and drummer and songwriter, and you know that I think it's incredible. It's just showing your natural leadership. So would you say firefighting has affected your creativity in your music?
Say that again. I'm sorry, you broke up.
In firefighting, would you say that has an effect on your creativity in your music?
Yeah, it does, because it allows me to be sympathetic in a sense that you become more emotional. I mean, when you see bad things happen, you realize how volatile life is, and how, you know, we're here 1 minute and gone the next, you know, and you're like, wow, this could happen like that, you know, on the way to work.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what led you to be an author, to be honest? Like, because that's another field of creativity. Like, what gave you the confidence and honestly, because I'm trying to write too. So what kept you going through that creative process of writing? Because it's grueling.
It is grueling. I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust this thing as it keeps moving, the camera. Technical difficulties. You know, I just started, what I did with that was kind of like music. You know, I had a pad of paper sitting next to the bed, sitting next to the night table, wherever, and I would write down a small idea, something that I thought would make sense. And I started piecing these little pieces of paper together, started coming up with sentences, started coming up with paragraphs, and then I just started coming up with, okay, now this is a chapter, and it started building and working. And I started thinking, what could I do to simplify these things? Because a lot of times, the simpler the better. You know, you get complicated. You read a book that's really complex, and it maybe seems good for the first 50 pages, but later on, you're like, shit, I don't remember what was in the beginning. I don't know what the hell it was good, you know, and you lose track. So that's why I kept it simple, you know, and that was one of the other things. But I just kept adding to it and built upon it. And next thing you know, it was a whole entire book. It was like, you know, 50,000 words or something, you know.
Wow. How long did it take?
Writing it probably about 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a process. Wow. And do you see any similarities between writing a book and writing a song?
Yeah, you know, everything. A song is like your child. You know, I mean, you stand it up, you get it going, it starts to grow. You realize certain things you want to change, and you adjust it, and you keep raising the song and the book and tweaking it and trying to make it better and better. And that's really what we do with that too. Yeah, the music is all about improving it and making it better, and then locking it in and making it tight. Once you get it on the recording, then you got to produce it live, which is its own challenge. Sorry.
So let's move into a little bit more about your current release. Obviously, like me, you're in the studio a lot, right? So you're all writing and producing and all that stuff and jamming. Hold on, I lost you on the stream. Looks like your camera came off. Sure. Technical difficulties, guys. If anyone has any questions for Mike too, please drop them in here. Just check your camera, Mike, on your computer. Yeah, because it knocked you off. Technical difficulties. But if anyone has any questions for Mike, especially about motivation, we're all big on that. I'm big on that. A lot of artists are big on that. So let me just check it out. Let me just see. I'm gonna send you the code again. Hold on, everyone, just 1 second. I have a couple. We gotta swap out this stream here. Copy clipboard. All right, Mike, just check your email real quick. I just sent you. And don't worry, I cut all this stuff out of the video. Yeah, I'm sending it right now. You could probably use the same one. Try the same one. 1 second, guys. Again, Mike is a part of one of our clients, the Art Train band. They just released Flip Out Zone. And yeah, we just got a comment from Dylan. Overwhelm is a big thing for us. And yes, it's tough, right? Being an artist, especially when you have to market your music too. As a band or an artist, you used to just be able to release music on a label or something. And now we got to be promoters, we got to be record labels, we got to be marketers, we got to be all the above, right? We got to do all these things, and definitely overwhelming, very overwhelming, I think. So, and Mike really turned that into something, right? He turned it into a book, and then in terms from what he gets from firefighting, he's able to take that and put it in music, kind of transcending all this stuff, which is a really hard thing to do. That's not easy stuff. But I wanted to talk about the marketing side of it also, because most of the clients that come to us, they're very overwhelmed about what to do in terms of marketing, right? And most of it comes down to just, learning the tools, learning the technology. What is the platform good for? How do I run ads? Do I run ads? Should I run ads? What platforms to release on? Should I have a music video? Should I not? All those common questions. It's such an overwhelming thing. So that's really what I do, is I try to bring that to people in a really simple way. I'm an artist myself, which really helps me to connect with my clients, because I can talk about marketing in a way that's not coming from a corporate way. It's coming from a artistic way or a creative way. Mike, were you able to get that link? Cool. So how long does it take to get the music ready to present live? Whoa. Let's see. You could definitely talk to me on Instagram here. Let me see if I can actually pop you on there. Maybe we'll be able to do something like that. Try to get you on here too. There we go. Now we have both. So I want to talk about we have a couple questions, Mike. How long does it take to get the music ready to present live?
Wow, that's a great question. And I'll tell you what, our quality assurance, Denny Lee, is always talking about that. And he's talking about about 100 hours or so of solid practice,
Sure.
To get tight enough, we're looking at about 100 hours of nonstop repetitive practice, drilling the songs. I mean, it's like anything you do, even on a fire ground. If you're not prepared to do this at 3 a.m. in the morning, pull hose up a dark, smoke-filled hallway, and be like second nature. It's the same thing going on a stage. You have to be fully prepared to go on stage at a moment's notice. It has to be muscle memory, you know?
Of course. You do. Organization often becomes robbing Peter to pay Paul. Yeah, organization's a huge thing. That's something I learned too with music production and in life in general. If you're not organized, none of it works.
Yeah, exactly.
The more I'm winging it, the worse it is. So, hey, what's up, DMRX? So, let's talk a little bit more about. So obviously you released the song. Was there anything that you didn't expect in that release? Like in terms of releasing it and marketing it, were you surprised by any part of this release process?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's you put a song out there and you expect to say, okay, I'm putting a song out, and everyone's going to hear it. And reality is that unless you put it in front of them and try to get it to their ears, they don't know it's there. You know, and that's the challenge of promotion.
Of course.
And it's, really right now a grassroots working system of trying to work social media and working with the partners here at Cyber PR and our team really to kind of get the word out. And that's the part. It's very difficult, very challenging. So it's a surprise to see how tough it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, and when one falls, they kind of all fall. Keeping up with your Instagram, keeping up with your Facebook, your mailing list, it can be a daunting task for sure. What are you seeing the most from? Is it Instagram? Where are you seeing the most engagement?
Well, it was Facebook for a good while, and like I said, we had the grassroots going there with a lot of friends and family, which has served us well. We really enjoyed a lot of the folks from around the country. I'm originally from Boston, so I had a lot of people from that area.
Sure.
Kind of climbing on board the R Train here express. Denny's from the out west there in Indianapolis and so forth. Jeff's from Brooklyn, and so we saw those folks come on. We're also down here in Florida. So we saw a lot of grassroots come there. More recently, we've been trying to work on Instagram and trying to engage there, and that's kind of coming alive.
Yeah.
The more you put in, the more you get out, and it seems to be
that.
Like at Cyber PR, you folks have been teaching us and telling us as our coaches what to do, and that's helping us tremendously.
Yeah.
That's where we're starting to get some traction.
I could see that. I saw your Instagram really come alive in the past couple of weeks, especially after the release. What we did with the R Train was we really planned a lot of content based on who they are, right? We didn't want to plan a lot of content on, trying to shove music down people's throat or trying to be something they weren't. It's about breaking apart who they were and what makes them unique. And Mike does an amazing job with them because Mike handles a lot of the R Train Band social media, and I work with him in coaching it. And not only is he engaging, right, he's getting engagement back, and he's also growing his followers at a healthy rate. Not something where it's like, oh, I'm using bots and I'm going to get 300 a week. Like, no, he's growing fans that are going to stay with them because he knows that they're interested in the niche that he's in, right? So his strategy that I've given him is really tailored around who they are. There's no one size fits all thing for Instagram, right? You got to know your tools, but for Mike, it's been deciding. Really, we work together, right, Mike, to figure out who your tribe is, correct? And maybe talk a little bit about what helped you find that tribe.
I mean, we just trial and error. I mean, we've been out there trying to make it work, feeling our way through, working on those pillars. So as you guys talk about, which is the rock music vibration, the gear itself. And the positive motivation, trying to get with like-minded individuals, and you're sifting through the ocean here, trying to find like-minded people that want to engage with you, and it's slow going, but one at a time. One at a time, we're adding to the train here. One at a time they're joining us.
That's it, getting on the train. I always talk about having 10 solid fans is better than having 1,000 fake fans. People that just follow you and they're a number. Mike and the guys in the R Train Band do a really good job at that, because if you guys do go over to their Instagram, their Facebook, there's not one post that they make where somebody's not commenting. Even in here, there's guys saying we love Flip Out Zone. Like, that's amazing. That's what you want. You know, that is exactly what you want. And they're a very good example of that. And it's hard to have some artists that can get that. But they've just been so open to the process. And we work very closely together. Me and Mike talk a lot during the week. And just watching stuff, right? Like Mike was saying, adjusting is super important, right? So with the ads we're running Spotify ads for them, right? And of course, they're not going to be perfect. Like, there's no magic wand here, but it's about moving the pieces when you see something doesn't work, right? So their audience, we could try something, we test it. If it doesn't work, we just move it. Michael say, hey, this isn't performing too hot. I'll be okay, let me take a look. And then either we reset it because we know it's not working, or we just move the piece a little bit. And it's all about, like you said, how much are you going to put in? I can coach people, but are they going to follow it? You know, I can go in and engage for them. But what will tend to happen is what happens when I stop, right? And the whole thing with Mike and I is that I like to give him the tools so that when I'm not in there doing it, he can continue that. So now Mike's going to be able to continually grow his brand and his Instagram following because he's got the tools now. And I think that's super important to just stay. Consistency is the word when it comes to growth for me. So if anyone has any more questions for us, we got a lot of comments. We answered a bunch of them. What's your favorite part of playing music in a group, Mike?
My favorite part? Well, you know, there's nothing like playing the drums.
Yeah.
And when you come up to a good spot and you go to do a good crash,
yeah.
you feel that bass hit at the same time.
Yep.
And the guitar, and it's like boom. I
mean,
boom. It's incredible. And it's like, it's almost like you feel like you're surfing in a way. You know what I mean? In a sense that you're just moving the earth with.
Been there.
It's just legs, you know. Been
there, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That and those big fermata endings, the big rock ending. Yeah.
Crescendos and whatnot. And just feeling the groove of the song, you know, nothing like plugging into a good groove and just sitting in the pocket, you know, and just riding that song and feeling it, looking over at your bandmates and going, wow, these guys are rocking it too. We're all feeling the same vibe and we're just grooving to a tune, and it's a fantastic vibration and feeling. It's something that's worth doing if you can, you know.
Of course. You have a comment. You are a very good speaker, drummer, and cute.
Very nice.
That's awesome. Great for you.
That is.
Matt, what possibilities do you see for playing live in the near future considering the pandemic? Excellent question. So I think stuff's starting to open up. Where you guys are, Mike, right? You're in Boca or Florida, right? I do think stuff's starting to open up again, but it's not going to be the same. I don't see anybody going to big concert halls anytime soon. Maybe not even with the year. I don't know. I'm not an expert on it. I do have friends that are promoters, and they run venues, and it's not in the near future. The possibilities I see are outdoor concerts. I think that will come to play. Virtual concerts, of course. Yeah, I would recommend to people to get on the virtual thing if you can. Don't try to jump into a virtual concert right off the bat, right? Try to jump into like performing a cover with your band on a live stream, whether on Facebook or Instagram. Just start small and build it. I think that's the problem. It's not a problem, but it's a misunderstanding, right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna have a concert and I expect everyone to come in town at a bar or at a venue. And I think because social media is like you could click on and be live, I think people expect like 200 people to come to their live concert. And it's like, it's not going to happen. It's something you have to build slowly. And if you're consistent with the live stream, right, that's how it'll continually come up, right? It's not just, I'm going to start a live stream and we're going to have a virtual concert and nobody came. Well, nobody came, A, because we're not promoting it. B, because it's not consistent. You gotta let people know you're there and let them know you're continually there. Like these live streams every Thursday at 3:00. Sure, at first nobody's gonna come, but just over time building stuff that people are interested in, right? And don't just do a regular thing. Do cool lighting, do cool little. I have a good friend that's doing like requests, right? He's taking virtual requests for songs. He's got a virtual tip jar, and it's such a cool way to make it more like a live experience. I would recommend that.
If I could.
Yeah.
From the streaming perspective, what we're planning on doing right now is we're getting ready to do a little benefit stream for the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. And what that is it's an organization out of Emmitsburg, Maryland. And it basically, that organization helps out fallen firefighters. So as we know, we're coming up to 9/11,
Yes.
And, we lost 343 firefighters there, our brothers and sisters, our fire brethren, But every year we lose almost 100 folks. And what this organization does is helps out those families. So we're engaged with them right now. We're planning this concert maybe towards the end of September, October. We're not sure on the timing, but we're working with them. And we're going to make that not just a streaming show where we do 3 or 4 songs, but something that's more than that, which is the benefit for these folks.
Exactly.
Some donation. Say, listen, we're trying to help out the greater good by doing this. And watch for that coming because we're going to be putting that out really soon, and we'll advertise for that.
I'd love to put the link in this. Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're getting at here is give it that extra thing, give it that extra angle. I personally am like a little bit overwhelmed at how many people are live streaming right now. I get inboxes of, hey, we're going live, and it's like it almost pushes me away. But when I see that little extra something, I'll click on it. And I think that's the same for a lot of other people. So let me see if we missed any other questions. Does anyone else have any other questions? Because we're going to wrap up because it will kick us off for hitting the 40-minute mark, I believe. So any other questions before we let you go? Mike, you're awesome. I love what you're about. It speaks to my journey to motivational speaking, putting that stuff into your lyrics, having a purpose for your music, coming from the music, from the heart. And thank you for always being open with our techniques and our strategies because you're doing amazing. Like there hasn't been a week that you guys have not been growing, even if it's just been a little bit. And that just shows you're the perfect example of how much you put in is how much you get out because you're consistent. And we're always talking. And if something's not right, we fix it as soon as we can. And it's just that's a very, very, very good role model for that. What can a group do to make themselves stand out, considering the large number of groups on the web now? So to answer that question, it's been that way for a while. Like releasing music on the web, there's so many other people. So what can you do to stand out? Is be yourself. Nobody else is going to be you, right? So whatever you are about, whatever your band's about, I just don't think that there's another band with every single thing that's the same, right? So Mike's band, they're big on gear, they're big on firefighting, they're big on motivation. One of their band members is an author. Their other band member loves bass tone, right? Loves it. Does not stop till he gets the perfect bass tone.
Now, you know this guy, don't you?
No clue. Yeah. That's gonna help. If you focus on what makes you, instead of going out there and looking for all these tactics, how do I stand out? I'm a firm believer in everything you need to stand out's already there. You just gotta find those pillars, like we call them, and then just keep going with them. Find the people that like that stuff, because now you're looking for the right people. If you're just kind of guessing and trying to find people that like music, it's a hard game. What we do here is we try to find the pillars of each band or each artist. We all have a unique story. That's what we try to pull out. That's what PR is. How can you spin this? What is the story of this song or of this artist or of this band? And if you could dive into that with your group or your band or yourself and start promoting that, you'll have a much, much easier time standing out, right, Mike? Anything you have to add, Mike?
Well, not really much, but I'll tell you got to enjoy the people you're playing with. You know what I mean? That's if you're not enjoying who you're playing with and what you're playing, it's not worth doing it. I mean, I can tell you that the guitar player, Jeff, is my absolute best friend.
Sure.
I would absolutely die for the guy. He would do it for me. And Denny Lee is right there as a family member with us, and we're becoming family members here. And it's about loving the guys you're playing with and rocking it out and enjoying what you do. Like you said, if you're not having a good time, you're wasting your time.
Awesome. Very good.
Take it to it, you know?
That's it. Agreed. That the fun is the most important part. And that's why I even stepped away from music for a while too, because I was like, you know, I lost the fun in it because it was such a rat race, right? It was such like so competitive, and I was like, oh wow, maybe I need to do what that guy's doing or what that guy's doing. And you know, I got lost in that process. We have some more comments. Flip Out Zone is awesome. I agree with that. When is the next song?
Next song's coming out October 16th. It's called Take a Ride. So it's a good shuffle rock beat. Some killer guitar going on, some ripping vocals. And of course, the bass is just nailing it right there. So it's coming out October 16th, and then we'll have a third one out before the end of the year. And that's going to be a surprise cover song. It's actually a remake, and I think you're really going to like that one.
That's
awesome.
Nice
power song, power chord song, but a little different twist on an older song. But I think you're going to like it.
Sweet.
I'll save the name for it. I'm going to make you wait.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you guys will see the next song start to trickle out on the social media. We're actually just starting to work on that. Some really cool content to trickle that out. And I just want to bring that up. It's we're talking about music video stuff, right? And music videos nowadays, you can replace having a music video with just some really good video content, right? Music videos don't carry the weight like they used to. I guess just because it's a mass media market now, and even if you do a music video, a really good way to promote that is chopping it up like we did with Flip Out Zone. Flip Out Zone, we ran some ads chopping it. Like I took 15 seconds of their music video and put it out on story ads, and they're actually getting clicks just from that. You don't have to put any fancy headlines. All you do is you put the Spotify logo on it and you say, stream it now, and they get to hear it. And if they like what they hear, they're going to click. And that's where we target the people that we know will like what they hear. But in terms of music videos, you know, I remember I was a client of Ariel's, right? And it's interesting, I'm in this seat now, but my partner at the time in the band was huge on music video, and I would crash and be like, it doesn't matter about the music video. And Ariel said, she's like, you know, you have a good point there, because you know, the music video is not the make or break anymore. You know, back when MTV was music, right? You'd see the music video on there. You'd be like, oh my God, that's awesome. But music's coming out so fast, where I would say don't sacrifice your momentum for stopping everything and making a music video. It's just as easy to take a couple quick cell phone videos of you guys in the studio or at some cool places and put the song over that and promote it that way, because then you have 4, 5, 6, 7 different posts to promote it, you know, with video content. So I hope that helps. And we got to wrap up now. So Mike, thank you again. You're awesome, all around awesome dude, and killer drummer. And I can't wait for the next song. Thank you everyone for the awesome questions. And we'll post this with a link to our train and the releases and everything. So thanks guys. We'll talk to you all next week. Mike, I'll talk to you soon.